Hello, everyone. This is Archive 12, and today we have a new Jonathan Young song. This is a cover. I'm not sure where the song is from. I don't know who did the original version. I don't think I've ever heard of this song, honestly. But that's exciting to me because that means that like I have no context of what it's supposed to sound like, and I'm looking forward to hearing what Jonathan has, and I'll go back and listen to the other one to compare it. But I won't do that here on this video. I love Jonathan Young's voice. If you've watched any of my recent reactions to him doing his Bard covers or his Bardcore songs for Baldur's Gate, you know that like his voice has a resonance that just it tickles the nice little parts of my brain that are just like, this sounds good, this sounds amazing, this sounds like what I want music to sound like. So I'm looking forward to hearing what he does here. Link will be in the description below if you want to watch this without my commentary, because I will be pausing and I will be talking about it. And without further ado, let's get started.
There is a hill at the bottom of the valley where all the poor souls go when they die. And if you listen real close, you can hear them like a ghost saying you're never gonna make it out alive. There is a town at the bottom of that hill. They got a secret that they keep like a slave. They got a black magic preacher, and we do well to let him teach her. And you'll be heading up that hill to the grave.
This is definitely giving me a country song vibe, not just because I'm staring at his hat, but also just the vibe of the song makes me feel like it's a country song. I grew up with country music. These days, I'm not a big fan of like most country music that has come out like since the early 2000s. I'm more of a fan of like, you know, the 70s through 90s era, pretty much, because that's literally all I listened to as a kid. My mom didn't like most other musics, like at all. Like when we were driving to a car, in the car somewhere, it was always 99.5 The Wolf / KWJJ, if you remember that from the early times. You know, it was Mike and Amy in the morning, listening to country music pretty much all day. It was that was what we did. That was the only music I was exposed to really until I started watching wrestling. And then I started discovering other genres. So like this tickles like a nostalgia part of my brain that's reminded of like simpler times where, you know, I was a kid, my mom was still with me, we were driving around everywhere, and this is the only type of music I ever heard. So there's something about this that is just very familiar, but I know for a fact I have not heard this song because I've heard literally every single song that came out in country music genre from like the 70s through the 90s, because that's literally all I listen to. I've heard all of it. And this was definitely not one that I am familiar with, and it feels like it's got that vibe of like an older style country song. Now, whether or not he kicks it up into like a metal cover or something like that, or like metal country, which is really awesome but very rare, like I don't know. I don't know if he's going to increase his speed, his cadence, his tempo, or how many instruments are going on, because right now I think it's just the guitar. But as it is right now, this just feels very familiar, even though it's not something that I've heard before. And I like that, but I'm curious as to where he's going to go with it, you know? I don't know if he's going to increase his energy at all. Part of me kind of wants that. Part of me doesn't. Part of me is vibing it just as it is. It's just feeling very comfortable right now. But I want it to be more. I want it to be more.
And it is well
Okay, there we go. We got a bass.
my soul.
I think that's a bass. I'm pretty sure that's a bass in the background that just kicked in.
And your pockets full of money.
Not easy cymbals.
You steal from the poor. And on your way down to hell, you hear me ring that bell. I'd pay the devil twice as much to keep your soul.
The passion he just put in that part. I'm gonna go right back because the passion he just put in that part was insane. And I think it feels more insane to me than normal because of the fact that he doesn't have a whole lot of instrumentation going on around him. Like, I've heard this level of energy in other songs from Jonathan Young, but it feels so much more pronounced right now because there's nothing else really except for the guitar, the bass, and the cymbals going on around him.
And it is well with my soul. You line your pockets full of money that you steal from the poor. And on your way down to hell, you hear me ring that bell. I'd pay the devil twice as much to keep your soul.
That's also a really hard line. I'd pay the devil twice as much to keep your soul. I'd pay the devil twice as much to keep you the freak away from me. Or just to keep you down there because you deserve it. Like, this sounds like something that, like, I could see like an old Western sheriff singing. Like, someone who's not afraid to take the law into their own hands, or maybe like a mercenary or a cowboy or something that is hired by the sheriff to take down somebody. Like, this sounds like some almost vigilante style gunslinger song.
There was a drifter passing through that little valley. See, he had promised he was coming back to town. They didn't know him by his face, by the gun around his waist, but he had come back to burn that town to the ground. First there was fire, then there was smoke. Then that preacher man was hanging by a rope.
Ooh.
And they all fell down to their knees and begged that drifter, begged him please. Then he raised his fist before he spoke. I am the righteous hand of God. I am the devil that you forgot.
Okay, I know this song. Now that I've heard this part here, I've heard this on TikTok so many times. I know this song. Okay, I've just never heard it all the way through. Holy crap. Holy crap. No wonder it sounds so good.
I told you one day you would see I'd be back, I guarantee. And hell's coming, hell's coming, hell's coming, hell's coming with me.
Okay, now everything makes sense. Now that I've gotten to that point, now I understand why it's got the vibe that it has. Now I understand everything that was going on here. I think I like this. Like I said, I haven't heard the full version of the original song. I've only heard that specific part. But because this is slower, because this is more pronounced, and because it's more deliberate, I have to say I think I like this cover more than the original. Just based on that one specific section, I think I like this cover a little bit more than the original.
And it is well.
And it's just the energy. Like, before I actually like get comments like, oh, you should listen to the original first. It's the energy that he's bringing here. It is the fact that the song is already like a really fast-paced song. If I remember correctly, like it's a decently fast-paced song. Slowing it down like this and making it so much more somber and so much more deliberate in the delivery makes it feel so different. And it makes it feel so menacing. And I think it fits the vibe of what the song is telling you better. Like it fits the vibe of the overall feeling of the song better than the original. This just feels more natural to me, just from that one section that I know. Because then one section that I know in the original song, it's definitely a lot faster, and this just feels more in line with what I would imagine that part to be. You know what I want? I want him to do a song with Disturbed. That's what I want. I want Jonathan Young to do a song with Disturbed. I don't know what that song would be. I don't know if it would be a faster paced song or what. I don't know what that would be. But I want Jonathan Young to do a song with Disturbed. Because I feel like their voices would work really well together with how much energy both of them can put in. That's just my personal, like, if I was a fan cast, anyone singing alongside Disturbed in like a joint venture, I want Jonathan Young to do it. Personally. I think that would be really good. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you for joining me. I am Ark Alpha 12, and I will see you in the next video.